What's up, gang? It's Chris Angel, and this is not Marketing for the Rest of Us. If any of you follow my live videos, I have a daily show called Marketing for the Rest of Us, and that is not this Facebook Live. I just hit live. Here we go. I'm going live, and because I have a conversation I want to start. I have a thing that has been working on me, and I want to follow it to see where it goes. And I'm not sure where it's going to go, but I have this knowing, this thing I sense, this thing I see about what we'll just call it the divine feminine. Okay, there's enough people in the world who talk about the divine feminine that there's some agreements in the world about what this is. So let me just start from here. I'm going to give you the big picture, and then we'll see. Maybe this is multiple episodes. I don't know, but let's just start here. My company is called Groundswell because I believe that, and what I'm here for is to help facilitate a groundswell in the world. What is a groundswell? A groundswell is when something surges, right? And for me, there is a surge in humanity, and it takes on different. It looks different ways, but one of the ways it looks is that there's a rising of consciousness, right? And as consciousness rises, what happens is more and more people get in touch with themselves. More and more people get in touch spiritually with Source and the universe. More people get healed. More people step into their gifts and their strengths. Like there's a lot of things that happen when our consciousness rises, when awareness opens up, when our minds expand, right? When we move from our head to our heart, and our heart begins to heal, and we start to feel connected to one another. We start to feel connected to ourselves. So there's a lot of stuff that happens when we are connected that way. And that then creates a groundswell in the world. So I've been thinking in my business, like what creates the groundswell? What are the vital few movers, levers that would actually unleash that groundswell in the world? And I think one of the things that will do this is the rising of the divine feminine. So here's why I believe that. Forever, it seems, at least from what I understand from the history books and what I've learned from school and textbooks, etc., and just the narrative that's been passed on, by the way, is that for centuries, thousands of years actually, expansion has happened from masculine energy, and not divine masculine energy, but wounded masculine energy, right? So you can kind of just get without defining it for you, you can get the idea of what wounded masculine energy would look like versus divine masculine energy, right? Like anything divine is going to come from a place of love, right? Anything wounded is going to come from a place of fear, a place of protection, a place of aggression, right? So expansion, you could look at the Crusades. That's a great example. That's wounded masculine trying to rule and conquer through pillaging of things. For centuries, thousands of years now, expansion has happened through some form of wounded masculine energy. And you can see the repercussions of that in how, just even look at the feminine. There's the wounded masculine has created the wounded feminine. Right, so we can look at the world of women, where women have been abused, neglected, shut up, shut out, and you can see right. And so there's this surge, there's this rising already of women, and I don't know when it started. I definitely think there was a moment in time when women's liberation was a moment of using masculine energy to be heard, to be seen. And I now think that as there's more and more cultural agreement around the divinity of women, that there is a place for, and there is a rising of love that is created. So this is getting kind of wordy here, but that's the beauty of starting a conversation, isn't it? Like we're following this and we're seeing where this goes. The reason I think that the divine feminine is one of the vital few levers for a groundswell in the world and a rise of consciousness, is that inside of the feminine is where things are nurtured. It's where life is created. Life is created there. And if we're wanting something new, if we're wanting the next 1,000 years to be created not from wounded masculine, but from a synergy between divine feminine and divine masculine, what has to happen then is there has to be space. There has to be cultivated space. And that space is first created by divine feminine, I believe. Now, I think that there is something about, there's so much cultural stuff around the masculine and men not feeling safe to be emotional, and for men don't feel, there's a lot of patriarchal patterns that are set out before us as men, where we are not able to step into our hearts, and so we lead from our heads. And in order for us as men to step into divine masculine, there has to be a safe space created by the divine feminine, right? So to me, all of this starts with divine feminine. Moving forward, for there to be a new earth, for there to be a new reality here for the next 1,000 years, there has to be this safe space where that is created by divine feminine, so that the masculine, the wounded masculine, can begin to transition from wounded to healed. And from there, then divine masculine could actually rise to meet divine feminine, and together in synergy, we could create something new. So there, but it's the divine feminine first, not the divine masculine first, because it's in the feminine that things are birthed, that things are created, that safe space is held. Okay, and so I just have this. I can't shake it. I can't shake that this is one of the things that needs to be championed. And as I've been wrestling with this for a while, right? And then I'm like, I need to start somewhere. So I'm gonna do this Facebook Live, and I'm gonna start somewhere because I want to champion this conversation. And my first thought was, who am I as a married white man to champion a conversation around the divine feminine? And then I thought about white privilege, thought about masculine privilege. I thought about all the things around, whatever. It just makes total sense to me that I can play a part in facilitating this conversation, right? Because I get to be a bridge between both worlds. I'm a sensitive soul. Okay, I grew up probably more in touch with my feminine energy than my masculine energy, just because that's the path I went. Right? I was a sensitive soul. I was a sensitive kid. And there's just this interesting thing now where I can be a bridge between wounded masculine, right, to divine masculine. I can also be empathetic for wounded feminine and be appreciative of and can see the beauty of and the power of the divine feminine. And so there's all this stuff, right, that is here. But I want to start the conversation because I think the conversation is that important. And listen, not that I've started it. Other people have started it too. I'm just joining it in my way, and I'm starting it over here in this space, in my space, because I want to see where this goes. So, that's it. That's it for today, I think. We'll see. We'll see how this expands, right? I look forward to your comments. I think I'll have some people on my Important Work podcast that already speak to the divine feminine, because I think that this is, if I really want to create a groundswell in the world, which is what I want, that's what my life is for. My life's work is about creating a groundswell in the world that heals the world, right? That sets people free in the world. And I think in order for that to happen, we can't operate from wounded masculine and wounded feminine. And the priority or the order of things shifting is first going to be divine feminine feels safe to be in its fullest form. And from that place, the wounded masculine will feel safe to be rebirthed into divine masculine. So there you have it, gang. stay tuned for future episodes of whatever this is. This is not my marketing show. This is some other thing, but it is connected to my life's work and what I think I can do to help the world evolve. So thanks for hanging out here, and I'll let you know when we do more of this conversation. See ya.